everyone, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing the Forget 2020 book tag. Just so everyone knows, the original tag is called like the F 2020 book tag, but since this is Lady Jane Books, we're just going to put F as Forget 2020, the book tag. So, just so everybody's clear, I was tagged to do this by my good friend A Couple Books. I will link him in the description box below. So definitely go check him out. He has some incredible top 5 videos. He goes through like every genre and does his top 5 of the year, top 5 horror books, sci-fi, fantasy. So cool. He has the most amazing list. So definitely go check out A Couple Books. So let's get started. Number 1. Share some good things that happened in 2020 and some bad things. For good things, I definitely connected with my family and really got to spend more time with them, so that was a great thing that came out of 2020. And of course, bad thing was pandemic, so that wasn't good. That wasn't a good moment for the world. Nope. Number 2, what book did you love at the beginning of 2020? For this, I'm definitely going with The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. This was my first book that I read in 2020. I absolutely loved it. It's kind of this British murder mystery with a twist at the end. Oh my gosh, it was really good. Loved it so much. The Chalk Man by C.J. Tudor. Number 3, what was a book that you looked forward to reading but ended up being not that great? For this, I unfortunately have to go with The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. I thought that it was much more cozy and comfortable of a horror mystery type of book. I thought it was going to be really, really, really scary, and it just kind of wasn't. So it was a little bit disappointing. For more information, definitely go check out my full review, where I will link in the description. Number 4, name a book that surprised you in 2020. For this one, I'm going with They Wish They Were Us by Jennifer Goodwin. I was shocked and surprised on how much I did not gel with this book. I did a full review of this. I will link it in the description if you want to hear more of my thoughts. Spoiler alert, it is a rant, but I was just so surprised on how much this book was not the greatest thing in the world. I mean, it looks like the greatest thing in the world. Look at that gorgeous cover. It looks wonderful, but there's a surprise, and it's not a good one. Number 5, a book you like but nobody else does, or at least doesn't talk about too much. For this, I'm going with The Demonologist by Gerald Brittle. I love this book. I thought it was so creepy and scary. I do know it's not for everyone, especially with everybody's different belief systems, so keep that in mind. But I personally loved it. I don't hear much about it on booktube anymore. Probably because it's an older book, but I definitely would love to have a deeper discussion on this material. Number 6, a book you want to hurry up and come out already in 2021. For this, I'm going with A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. This is the next installment in the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I love this series to death. This is one of my favorite series of all time. I cannot wait. I know we're getting close to the release date. I think it's in February at some time, but I just need it now. I need it now. Number 7, what books were you looking forward to but got pushed back to 2021? I'm not sure if this means books that were meant to be published in 2020 that got pushed to 2021. And for that, I don't know if there are any. I know there are movies that got pushed back to 2021 release date. A Quiet Place with Cillian Murphy. I'm looking at you. As for books, I'm not 100% sure. For books that I wanted to read in 2020, but then got pushed back to being on the list for 2021, I have quite a few. But for the purposes of time, I'm going to go with Alex North's books, The Whisper Man and The Shadows. I hauled this last year. I was so excited to read it. I've heard so many good things about Alex North's writing and his storytelling, but I just never got to it, unfortunately. But I'm really hoping that I'm going to read some Alex North in 2021. And number 8, What book will you think about when you think of 2020? I am definitely going to think of See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. I absolutely adored this book. I thought it was the best way to kind of like end the year. I did do a full review on this, so go check out that video. I will link it in the description if you want to hear more of my thoughts. But spoiler alert, this is a fantastic book. This book is a fictionalized account of the Lizzie Borden mystery in Fall River, Massachusetts, and it talks about the death of Mr. and Mrs. Borden, how they were found murdered, and it kind of gives like a maybe whodunit type of feeling to the story. So check out my review video if you want to hear more of See What I Have Done by Sarah Schmidt. And finally, I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag David's Book Reviews, I'm Read It by the Book, and Books Yada Yada. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing the 2020. I was tagged to do this from my good friend at a. I was tagged to do this by my good friend, A Couple of Books. No, books, Jane. Just a couple books. Number 1, share some good things that happened in 2020 and some bad things. Some good things that happened was that Number 3. Number 3. What was a book that you were looking forward to reading, but... Number 2. Number 3.